What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. We are back. This is episode 3 of the Real Madrid career mode here on FIFA 22. It feels weird saying FIFA 22. Damn, we come along a whole long way over here. I'm used to saying FIFA 16 or something. Hey, we're back with the Real Madrid career mode. This is episode 3, more La Liga action. And today we're actually going to have the very first Champions League game of the season. Shout out to everybody who came through and watched the first 2 episodes of this career mode. Listen, it's only getting started right now. It's gonna be, at the point of recording this, I'm already like halfway through the season in terms of actual gameplay. I'm a little bit further than halfway through the season, and I've had the game for like just a week. So the fact that I can get through it this quickly, this is gonna be a pretty long save, especially if I keep enjoying it as much as I am at this point. But we're kicking off this episode against Celta Vigo right here, and looking at their lineup, especially looking at that back four, like a lot of faces that you maybe expect to be in there. Hugo Mayo, as you can see, is on the bench and not starting, but I mean, one thing that you can't be disappointed by is their front line of Iago Aspas and Santi Mina. I'm a big Iago Aspas fan. The guy is a true baller, but they did give the ball away really early right here, and we were able to get in behind, and Vinicius Jr. tucked it away. And by the way, you didn't mention this is our very first game of the season at the Santiago Bernabeu. So, you know, big game, and we wanted to go out there and we wanted to give the fans something to really cheer for. This is our first opportunity to really show the fans what we can do when we're playing at home this season. And you can kind of already tell with that finish right there from Vinicius right into the top corner that it's a little bit different at the Bernabeu. But Vinicius getting himself another goal this season, and Celta Vigo's first chance did come from a long-range effort from I don't even know how to say his name, Yoshalu. Decent player, player I like. Maybe a little bit better for you know, one of the lower team career modes. Obviously, you know, not at Real Madrid level necessarily, but again, more other players. Now that I think players like Fran Beltran, you know, Bryce Mendes not in the side, so Celta Vigo not their strongest. But I think that's a FIFA issue in general, where teams aren't playing their strongest lineups. We've seen it damn near every single year. But Vinicius absolutely skinning his man down that left hand side, putting it across the face of the goal, and the Belgian Eden Hazard. Hopefully Hazard can have a really good season on that right hand side. I really want to give Vinicius time on this left hand side. So far he's repaying me. But I feel like a lot of the reason why Vinicius struggled last season was because he was playing down the right, and I think he's just much more suited to playing on that left-hand side. And I think we're seeing it in real life this season as well. He's playing a lot better. He's a lot more, just his numbers in general, right? His numbers he's a lot more effective directly. But one of the major problems, listen, I'm having a lot of fun playing FIFA. But I don't mean there ain't problems with this game. And one of the biggest problems I'm seeing people going around saying that FIFAs are OP. I said FIFAs. Keepers are OP. Keepers are broken. Listen, that's the problem, man. We be listening to people who obviously have no idea what they're talking about. Keepers, look, listen, if that was a one-off, it wouldn't be a problem. But I have seen so many mistakes like that from keepers since this game came out. People are talking about nerfing keepers. If we nerf keepers, I don't even know what's going to be left. What's going to be left if we nerf keepers? Like, I've seen so many times keepers literally dive out of the way of shots. We need to stop listening to whoever is playing these games and are absolutely garbage because they're getting whooped. I don't know what's happening, but if you can't finish your one-on-ones, I don't know what to tell you. Keepers aren't OP. Keepers are as good. From what I've noticed, the better keepers seem to be the ones that give a lot of trouble, in my experience and from what I've seen. But we did hit Celta Vigo on a brilliant counter-attack right here, and that's something that we're going to be getting a lot of our goals from this season. That's something I'm trying to look at. Real Madrid Galactico-style counter-attacks. That's what we're looking for, and you can see it right there that we covered the length of the field in a matter of seconds right there, and Hazard was able to square it to Vinicius, and Vinicius got his second of the game and another one for him this season. And early on, it's looking like Vinny is going to be a very big player. Now obviously we already know that this guy is one for the future. This kid is going to be a huge problem moving forward, but the sooner we can get him performing and scoring goals and getting assists, the better. That's good for us. He's on a hat-trick, but we did take him off in the 68th minute, giving some minutes to Marco Asensio. Hopefully we can see if he can, you know, step up and get his Real Madrid career mode really up and kicking. Celta Vigo giving the ball away again right here, and then a little bit of a mess, and they give it away again, and it slid into Hazard 84 minutes in, and Eden Hazard gets his second and our fourth for the game, and we tuck Celta Vigo in night-night and take all 3 points at the Bernabeu. Celta Vigo, one thing I've noticed, I don't know if it's the game itself or maybe it's the sliders. I'm sure my sliders have some sort of effect in it with the pass error that I've put up and stuff, but teams seem to, there seems to be a momentum, a stronger momentum, what would we call it, a momentum based effect. I don't know, like when teams are really under pressure, and usually when they're losing, especially the lower teams, I haven't really noticed it with the bigger teams, but the lower teams, when you put them under pressure and when you maybe score an early goal or something, they seem to give the ball away a little bit more. They seem to crack a little bit more, and I like it. I like that type of unpredictability and kind of the reaction to the actual game itself. It makes every game feel a little bit different. But we did get the 3 points, another 3 points in the La Liga, and it's time for us to move on to bigger things. Inter Milan at the San Siro. Obviously in real life, I think it was 2-0, right? Or was it 1-0? I feel like Rodrigo scored the late goal. I feel like Camavinga got on and scored a late goal as well, but he might have assisted. I don't remember, but Real Madrid got a win in real life. Hopefully we can get our Champions League campaign off to a good start. Inter Milan's team, you know, they got a good lineup. Martinez and Correa up front. I'm happy to see Joaquin Correa finally get a big move, because this guy has been a baller for years and years at Lazio and just been overlooked. And now he's actually getting an opportunity to you know, get in there, get his name put up there with at the moment the best team in the country. So I'm glad for him. But they got some dangerous players on the pitch. We're Real Madrid. You already know we got dangerous players on the pitch. It is what it is. We just have to come out here, and this is the pressure with being Real Madrid. You have to come out and do the job every single week. You can do the job 9 times out of 10. The 10th time, if the job isn't completed, you look like a fool. It's a lot of pressure, but you know, we got the players. You look at our lineup on the field, and we got the players to go out there and make it happen. So coming into this game, only 2 minutes on the clock before our first opportunity came to us. Corner was cleared out only as far as Eden Hazard, who played it back, and Luka Modric with the shot from outside the box. Away game, as you can see, at the San Siro as well, you know, so obviously settings are in effect. So I'm a little bit proud of that shot, you know. You see me making a little bit of improvements. But the thing is, with highlights, obviously, the ones you don't get to see all the misses that it takes to score one. But you know, it is what it is. But from the resulting corner, an absolute carbon copy of the same goal Karim Benzema scored in the last one. I mentioned headers. Headers might be the way. But like I said, carbon copy, like same delivery, same run from Benzema, even the same heading animation, the way he's pipped in front of his defender and headed it into the back of the net. And we take a lead against Inter Milan. And I'm going to tell you right now, this right here was one of the toughest games of FIFA I have ever played before we even get into the highlights and stuff. Inter Milan came out, and again, I ain't played this game without the sliders and settings at all, so I don't know how much is the game itself and how much is the sliders, but Inter Milan came out and they were moving different. They were moving different. The way they were moving the ball around, the intensity, the pace they were moving at, and just a few minutes later, they got themselves a penalty, and there's absolutely no arguing with this one. Danny Carvajal, he came out doing the electric slide or something. I don't know what this guy was doing, because he came out here talking about, hey, threw his hands in there like he just don't care. And a handball was given against him. He can't argue about that one at all. And Lautaro Martinez steps up to take the penalty. And I'm actually going to, you know, I spoke about the keepers. I got another problem with this game. And you know it's a problem, because I wouldn't usually complain about something like this, but the AI miss an incredible amount of penalties in this game. It needs to be fixed. I don't know if anybody else has noticed. They miss an obscene amount they legit miss maybe 5 out of 10 penalties that they take from what I've seen. Again, I'm talking about my experience and other videos that I've been watching. and I'm talking missed the target. Like, I'm not even talking about the ones that are saved. They miss a lot of penalties, and I feel like that needs to be tweaked just a bit. Not a major deal, you know, because how often are you actually getting penalties in this game? That's another problem, actually, that I need to mention. You don't get penalties in this game. but again, moving on, we did have a shot just flash wide from Toni Kroos from distance, but Inter Milan just kept pressing us, and a brilliant save from Thibaut Courtois. Absolutely world-class goalkeeping right there to keep us in the lead as we come down the other end, and Mendy crosses it, headed out well. Only goes as far as Luka Modric, and the Croatian takes a shot from range. And you see, I'm kind of just testing the waters right now, and I'm getting closer and closer with each long-range shot. But 61 minutes into the game, Inter Milan came forward again, and it was only really a matter of time before their pressure paid off, because they were like, again, this is one of the toughest games I've ever played at FIFA. I was sweating during this match. Like, I was holding on. Like, there's a few times that I've played FIFA and truly been holding on for a result, and this was one of them games. Like, they were causing me trouble coming up this pitch, the way they were moving the ball around. And Joaquin Correa, the guy I pointed out earlier, you know, he just found a little bit of space in the box. Poor marking, really, but Courtois saved us once, he saved us twice. He couldn't save us again right there. Game is far from over, though. 75 minutes on the clock. Mendy again putting some pressure down that left-hand side. And the ball was eventually headed into the hands of the goalkeeper. And the game ended 1-1. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was satisfied. I was more than happy with a 1-1 draw, because again, I can't even explain the feeling that I was feeling during this match. I was under pressure. I was genuinely satisfied with a draw, because it could have easily gone the other way. They were playing out of their skin for a lot of that game. And luckily we got an early goal, so I was able to actually have something to hold on to. But yeah, 1-1 draw, first Champions League game of the season. I will take it. Away from home against the Italian champions, we take those. But third and final game of today's episode, we're playing against Valencia. And I mentioned in the last episode, I got a bucket list of stadiums I want to visit, and this is definitely probably top 5. Like, the Mestalla is just, it's just a beautiful stadium. Just look at it. I would love one day to go over there. And you know, when Real Madrid come over to the Mestalla, you know they're always going to get a hostile reception. So, big game, away again. We've played a lot of away games in the La Liga this season already, so I mean, we're up against it, but we've managed to hold our own, still undefeated in the La Liga this season, and Valencia fielded quite a strong side for this one. We came out again with the 4-3-3 formation. Alaba, Fernandez, Militao, and Carvajal making up the back four. Kroos, Casemiro, and Valverde was in for Luka Modric on that right side of midfield. Vinicius, Benzema, and Hazard, again, the front three that we're going to for this game. And 14 minutes, just look at the stadium. It's beautiful. It's lovely. I love this. I love this EA game cam as well, man. It is so nice. But we came forward. Vinicius having space to get a shot off 15 minutes in. And unfortunately wasn't able to get it far enough into the corner. Made it relatively simple enough for the goalkeeper. This is what I'm talking about how difficult it is, though. Like, it just that little bit more into the corner would have done it, but getting that little bit without overdoing it and putting it wide is so much harder, especially with certain camera angles. Certain shots almost seem impossible, like with the camera angle and how sensitive the analog is. Certain shots just seem like so hard, which is why when I actually managed to score some screamers, it's gonna feel so good. But we did get in behind, 42 minutes on the clock, and Vinicius, having all the space in the world, hits the crossbar, falls to Hazard, and Eden Hazard puts it wide from, I mean, it's pretty much an open goal. You've got a defender on that near post, but just wasn't able, pretty much shanked it on the volley. Wasn't able to bring it inside enough, and that is a big chance that's gone wide for us. And Valencia come down the other side and force a brilliant save out of Thibaut Courtois. And I'm telling you, listen, from the games that I've played so far, if we're able to get the league title, if we're able to get whether it's the league title, whether it's the Champions League, Copa del Rey, I feel like it's going to be, I mentioned in the last episode, it's going to be down to our defense and mainly Thibaut Courtois. Courtois is incredible in this game. He makes some incredible saves. But 75 minutes on the clock, Vinicius absolutely skinned his man, looking like prime Gareth Bale. Unfortunately, the keeper made a save, but Federico Valverde legend of our Southampton career mode, was able to get in and put the rebound away and done a backflip. I ain't never in my life. To be fair, I ain't seen Valverde score many goals, but I've never seen him do a backflip. So, a little bit of a special one right there, which looking like it's going to be the winner. They gave us 19.5 different angles on that winner, even though it wasn't anything special. But taking the lead in that one, and it was enough in the end. Federico Valverde's goal in the 75th minute was enough to get us all 3 points at the Mestalla. Valencia really didn't threaten us too much. You saw the one shot that they forced to save out of Courtois. They probably had another 1 or 2 shots here or there, but I don't put every shot in the videos. Generally just, you know, the biggest moments, the real chances, real good play. But this is how the La Liga table is shaping up at the end of episode 2. 6 games in for some, 5 games in for some, but this is how it's shaping up. Valencia down at the bottom of the table. Bit of a surprise, bit less of a surprise for Celta. I mean, I expect them to be a bit higher, but you know, they especially when they're not playing players like Fran Beltran and whatnot. So I mean, you can't be all that surprised. But the surprise is Levante at the top of the league, obviously early on in the season, so don't read into it too much. But us and Atletico and Levante, Athletic Bilbao and Levante, the 3 clubs who remain undefeated after their first 5 or 6, well, for us, 5 games this season. So that's it for episode 3 of the Madrid career mode. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Like I said, it's only just getting started. It's going to be a long save. So, you know, relax, kick back, put the notifications on. You don't want to miss any. Make sure you're here tomorrow for the next one. And I see you guys later. Peace. Wake up.